The line. Mathematically speaking, a line is a set of points. The point has expressive abilities, but it is not an artistic element. By set of points, certain effects of shapes, the third dimension, the value, can be achieved. The line is the most basic element of the visual art. It is our basic mean of expression. The line in nature does not exist. It exists in the eye of the observer. In nature, we find it as a trace, as the boundary of every form, in meeting of the masses within the shape. In the form function, it can be contoured, structural, and textured. The contoured line describes and separates individual shapes in drawing. Such drawings are simple and minimalistic. The line is the only art element on them, and its character may be different depending on the material from which it is made, the absence or the presence of the values the artist presents with pressure and intensity while drawing. In this way, the line goes from light in the parts where the light is and dark in the areas where the shadow is. When the line illustrates the structure and the build of some matter, we are talking about a structural line, as in the example of animal fur and human hair, where each line represents an individual hair. When some shapes are filled with hatch lines to enchant the material of this shape, we speak about a texture line. Here, the ability of an artist to present the different materials and textures comes to show. As you can see, there is great freedom in using this artistic element, and with it, we can achieve a great variety of artistic expression. In addition to the visual experience of the line as straight, curved, closed, open, interrupted, broken, thick, thin, it also leaves an emotional impression on the viewer. As such, a line can be experienced as stable, boring, unstable, depressive, elegant, rational, in love, sad, hysterical. If the line is not the only artistic element in the artistic piece, the experience of it will depend on what else is visually supporting it, which color the line is next to, what kind of texture is surrounding it, and similar. We can say that the beauty and richness of the drawings depend on the beauty, diversity, and richness of the lines. Also, its character depends on the material it was made with. So the same line made with ink or pen will not be the same quality and intensity. The line can be uniformed, nuanced, but it should always be clear. The line drawn in one stroke leaves a good trail. You should always avoid crossing over one line several times, as this leaves the impression of a messy and clumsy drawing. Unless you have such concept where such line serves to transmit emotions and experiences. The line is the dominant element in drawing. In addition to the independent work of art, we often use the line drawing as a mean of expressing the original ideas and sketches for other forms of artistic expression. In the drawing by David Hockney, we can see that the contour line dominates. It is shown without values, with a completely uniform stroke and intensity. This display of the human body is further emphasized through the emphasis of his face, and the figure that is made using a combination of texture and structural lines. In this way, the artist plays with the line, directing our attention to what he wants. The whole drawing is directed at an absent-minded, wrinkled face of a man and makes us want to find out what is happening in his thoughts. In another drawing of this artist, in which his mother is shown, we see a similar principle of presentation as in the previous example. The body is shown almost without details, as opposed to the face, whose texture faithfully displays wrinkles and gestures. The difference is that artist uses colors this time, which further emphasizes the contrast between the body, hair, and face. The color highlights the look of an old woman, highlighting the blue eyes on the red face.